Okay, quick update on my pill crusher, my canine candy crusher. So I watched that compliant mechanism video the other day and loved it. And so I needed to expand upon this idea. I needed a mechanism that I could add a couple of weights in the center so that when it snapped together, it would snap and crush the pill right here. So I added a couple of weights. But the problem is these things are kind of heavy. You know, they're weights. These things are actually light. They're hollow. There's hardware from Home Depot I got. And the problem is they're heavy. So the ribbons can't hold their shape. When they snap together, they don't meet properly. And in the sake of keeping up with the class and the curriculum, I went back to my original idea of using a hammer to crush a pill into powder. And you can see what I've come up with here. Pill comes, or the hammer comes down. Pill is right in here. Hammer comes down, crushes it. I've got a second string here to release the powder once it's been crushed onto a paper plate where I have a slice of lunch meat. Now, I need to see how healthy it is for dogs to be consuming lunch meat, but for the sake of the project, let's just assume that it's okay for them to eat the lunch meat. I have to mask the taste of the medicine. These pills, they apparently have a very rancid flavor to them, and my dogs, man, they are rabid. They absolutely love their dog food, but they know when they are being fed dog medicine, so they won't even eat a hot dog anymore. Like literally, they will grab the hot dog piece in their mouth and they will just hold it there. And they'll be thinking to themselves, oh crap, this is gonna suck. I don't want this. So my design needs to focus on crushing the pill and less so on pouring it into a piece of hot dog because they don't eat hot dogs anymore. So what this does is it crushes a pill into powder and it simply releases the powder after it's been crushed. I apologize for the noise in the background. My nephews are here, and they're very young, and they get upset. So what I've done is I've gone back to my original design. As you can see, what we do is we pull on the string towards us like this, and the hammer smashes the pill. I have a motor on the way. I bought it a few days ago. It still has not arrived, but I have a motor that is going to smash the pill. And once it's smashed, turn the motor off. Pull the string to release the powder onto the plate where the lunch meat is. Now I'm trying to figure out how to automate this part where it releases. And if not automate, just click a button or something. Instead of having to use strings every time, I want to get away from this. But this is a prototype of a prototype, so I'm not being too hard on myself. I came up with this design in just a couple of hours while I was watching the Lord of the Rings extended editions while I created this. Every few months I go back to the Lord of the Rings extended versions and I watch them and I work on some stuff. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, in a couple of hours I came up with this. Just a couple of... I don't even know what these things are called. I'm not an engineer. I see what I can use and I come up with ideas. So I think they're eye holes or something. I will be replacing these with pulleys in the final design because this is not the easiest thing to pull. I need to improve the mechanics of maybe another piece of wood that goes out here so that this is closer to the top of this, so that when I pull it, it's not as hard to pull up. Anyway, I've got a little piece of metal here because I like the idea of having the metal crush the pill as the hammer hits it, because that's what I do with a spoon right now. Is I put the pill on the table and I crush it with a spoon. It's kind of what I'm trying to replicate here, crushing, instead of just smashing it with a hammer, crushing it. So I got this spring that holds the top piece of metal in place so that it's always up here, so that it rolls and it kind of crushes like that. I find that that's the best motion when I'm trying to crush a fairly thick pill. To be honest, that pill that I'm trying to crush is pretty thick. And doing this is better than just trying to whack it. I get a nice fine powder when I roll it like that. So once it's crushed, I've got this dot of hot glue in the string, and it's supposed to release the powder down onto a paper plate where the lunch meat is waiting. So to keep the video shorter, I'll pretty much end it there. We had to go back to the original design, which was not actually a big deal because I knew I could make this thing pretty quick. I will be coming back to this idea. I love the idea of simplicity. In fact, I bought some better straws, like a metal straw, that I will be using to finish this idea at some point, because I like the idea of sticking a pill maybe in the top and having a simple mechanism that goes whack, smash the pill, and then you just kind of pour it into the meat that you want to, mask the pill powder inside of. So we'll be revisiting this maybe after the class is over. But for now, to keep up with the curriculum, I had to go with something like this, which honestly, this was a lot of fun to make. It's just a popsicle sticks, a piece of wood, some eye holes and string and hot glue. Oh, and a cheap hammer from my local craft store. I love it. This is so much fun to make, and I can't wait to see where it goes in the next couple days.